Hey everyone, welcome. That's Good Denver. I'm your host, Chris Romeo, and today I'll be doing the predictions for the NBA season. We're already a month into basketball right now, but I'll be doing predictions for who I think will make it in the playoffs, who I think will make a run to the championship, and what will happen in the playoffs. Um, so yeah, I mean, NBA season's up and rolling. Warriors are looking like the best team in the NBA. Uh, Nuggets, they're struggling right now. They're 9-8. They have injury problems. Michael Porter Jr. is probably out for the season. Um, I'll talk more about it in a bit. Hopefully, get Jamal Murray back at a reasonable time this season. Probably not till like the end of the regular season. But yeah, I'll go through every team and here are my. So first off, we got the Western Conference. I got the Warriors at number one. They're looking like the best team in basketball right now. They only have two losses. I have them finishing 62 and 20. Jazz finishing 57 and 25. They can hit a lot of threes and they'll be really good. They had the number one seed last year. Suns 56 and 26. I think they're a really good all around team. They're probably too young to win a championship. I mean, even though they went to the championship last year. Nuggets 54 and 28. That's assuming everybody stays healthy. Right now, not everybody's staying healthy, but it's still early in the season. 52 and 30 for the Clippers, and so on and so forth. As you can see, all the teams I don't have making the playoffs. And for the play-in, so like the Lakers would play the Memphis Grizzlies. I would have the Lakers winning that game at home. And Portland would play like Thunder. You can't do the playing thing on NBA Predictor, by the way. Portland would be playing the Thunder. And I would have Portland winning that game easily. Thunder are too young of a team right now. I think the Thunder will be really good in a couple of years, though. And then Portland would play Memphis for the 8th seed. I actually have Portland winning that game in Memphis. Blazers hitting too many threes with Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum. Too much for Ja Morant to handle. So Portland gets that 8 seed. Now on the eastern side of things, got Brooklyn 65 and 17. Not much of a surprise. They're really good. Milwaukee 62 and 20. They'll be back high up in those standings once again. Miami 59 and 23. I think they'll be really good. 52 and 30 for the 76ers. Not bad. Some people think they should be predicted lower with like Ben Simmons, though all the stuff happening with Ben Simmons right now. Chicago 52 and 30, they'll be pretty good this year. Boston also 52 and 30, they're having a bounce back year from last year when they didn't have that great of a year. Hawks 46 and 36. You know, they're not won't be as high of a seed as they were last year, but I could still see them making a run in the postseason. And Wizards 43 and 39. So the play-in would be first up Hawks versus the Wizards at home. Wizards have been surprisingly good to start the season, but I mean I think that'll catch up to them later in the season because all they have right now is Bradley Beal and not much talent around him. They traded away Westbrook this offseason, which won't help. Hawks Wizards in the play-in. I have the Hawks winning that one. Trae Young goes off. And the Raptors Hornets. Raptors won't be bad this year. They have Pascal Siakam. They trade away Kyle Lowry. But Hornets, Raptors. I have the Raptors winning that one. And the Raptors play the Wizards for the number 8 seed. And I have the Raptors winning that one as also. I've been upsetting the Wizards. I'm just not that high on the Wizards, to be honest. I think the Raptors are a better team than them. And the Raptors will get that 8 seed. And so on and so forth. That's the rest of the teams that aren't making the playoffs. Got the Magic, Pistons, Pacers, Cavs, and Knicks not getting the play-in. I didn't talk about the teams on the west side as much. I should have. But I have the Rockets who are rebuilding, Pelicans who don't have much talent around Zion. The Minnesota Timberwolves, Spurs, Kings just missing out on the play-in tournament. They're a lot better, but the Thunder get the tiebreaker. And some of these other teams I didn't talk about. The Lakers, they have a really good team. but I'm not sure if it like gonna fit that well. I mean, they have Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony, but they just don't really have. You know, that team's not as good as like. I don't think they're as good as the Suns in some ways. I don't think they're as good as the Jazz. I don't think they're as good as the Nuggets if the Nuggets can stay healthy. But yeah, Lakers they could still make a push, but I don't think they're gonna get past teams like the Warriors. Mavericks 51-31. This is assuming Luka Doncic stays healthy, which I think he will. Getting the number 6 seed. 52-30. Clippers will be without Kawhi Leonard for most of the season. Maybe they'll get Kawhi Leonard back in the postseason, assuming. But I have them finishing 52-30. And I talked about the Nuggets. Well, yeah, the Nuggets. I mean, MPJ is probably out for the season. Michael Porter Jr. I'm assuming hopefully Jamal Murray comes back for the playoffs. But would be with Jokic, Bones Highland, Austin Rivers, and Will Barton. Um, yeah, I still have them finishing 54-28. That's just if Jokic can play as MVP level again. So now the first round of the playoffs, we got Memphis at the Golden State Warriors. This will be a rematch of the play-in tournament from last year. And I have the Warriors winning this one handily. I have them winning this one in 5 games. Memphis will win 1 game at home. Yeah, that's just too much for the Grizzlies to handle. Round one, I have the Clippers and Nuggets. This would be an interesting series, especially if both teams stay healthy. Both teams might be having the same issues. Kawhi Leonard's going to be out for most of the season. Jamal Murray is going to be out for most of the season. And I'm going to assume both these players come back in the postseason, maybe a little rest going into next year. This will be a really good series. And I'm going to go with this might be biased in some ways, but like it's gonna be really close. I'm gonna take the Nuggets in 7. They beat the Clippers 2 years ago when the Clippers had that super team. And Clippers choked a 3-1 lead of the Nuggets. I mean, not it would make sense to take the Nuggets in this series anyways. I mean, even if Michael Porter Jr. is gonna be out, yeah, out of Denver in 7. Next series, Mavericks and Suns. This will be a really interesting series. Assuming Doncic stays healthy and the Suns keep playing to their potential. This will be really interesting. I have this going into 7 games, and I have the Suns just squeaking away with a series win. I think Chris Paul and Devin Booker with those mid-range shots is a lot for the Mavericks to handle, and yeah, I like the Suns team a lot. I think they have really good team chemistry and ball movement, and I think they beat the Mavericks in 7. Next series, Lakers and Jazz. This could be an interesting series. The Lakers are getting kind of old too, and like I said, with Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony, I just don't know if that fits well as a team, even though they're really good players. But I have the Jazz winning this one in 6. Yeah, I mean, all the 3-pointers the Jazz are going to hit, it'll just be too much for the Lakers. Now, on the Eastern side of things, we got actually, that was supposed to be Portland and Golden State. Either way, I have the Golden State Warriors winning in 6, or 5 or 6 against Portland. Wizards, actually, the Raptors and Nets. But either way, I have the Nets winning this one in 5 games. They'll be trying to get primed and ready for the championship, and they won't go down in the first round. Bulls 76ers. This will be interesting. A lot of people think the Bulls are better than the 76ers for how good the Bulls are supposed to be this year. This will be really interesting, and yeah, I mean, with Ben Simmons going on and, not much talent around Joel Embiid right now without Ben Simmons, they still have Seth Curry, but I'm going to take the Bulls in 6 here. Yeah, yeah, I just think, the Bulls are a better team with Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, and a bunch of other talent. They have a good young team, the Bulls do right now. Celtics Heat. This will be an interesting series. Celtics should, put up a fight here in this series. The Heat should be really good, and I think the Heat will still win this series in six. Um, I just think the Heat are a little bit of a better team. Celtics are still kind of young, so they might struggle a little bit in the series. I should still put up a good fight, but I have the Heat winning in six. Hawks Bucks. Hawks could put up a fight in this series. They made a Cinderella run in the Eastern Conference a year ago with Trae Young, but the Bucks are too good. They're going to try to get back to a championship. So I have the Bucks winning this one in six. I think Atlanta will be down 3-1, win one game to stay alive, but I think Bucks win in six in Atlanta. Now we got round two of the playoffs, semifinals. First up, we got the Nuggets and the Warriors. This could be pretty interesting and kind of fun to watch if between Jamal Murray, Jokic, and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. A lot of people would say, but I'm not sure if Jamal Murray will have the chemistry with the rest of the team. Because he'll be out for a good majority of the season. The Warriors, are going to be flying high and stuff. So, I have the Warriors winning this series in 6 games. Actually, I have the Warriors winning the first 2 games of the series. They go up 3-1. Denver wins one game to stay alive, but I have the Warriors winning in Denver in six. And yes, Steph Curry might win MVP this year. I mean, I think he will, the way he's playing right now. Next up, we got the Suns and Jazz. Suns, they honestly had a better year than the Jazz last year. I mean, they made it to the championship, and they both had really high seeds. But I'm not sure how far the Suns are going to go. I think they kind of got lucky last year. They played the Lakers, who were hurt. They played the Nuggets, who were hurt. They played the Clippers, who were hurt to get to the championship, and they finally lost to the Bucks. Not who were healthy. I mean, not saying the Suns aren't a really good team, but I have the Jazz winning this series, and I think it'll be really close. I think it will go to a 7-game series. I think the Jazz will win it in 7 to make it to the Western Conference Finals to set up a Warriors and Jazz Western Conference Finals. Next up, we got Bulls and Nets. Bulls could put up a fight, but Brooklyn with KD, Kyrie, if he stays healthy, that'll be a big thing. And James Harden, if he's playing to his full potential, I think he will eventually. James Harden will. But I have the Nets winning this series in 5 games. Next up, we got the Heat and the Bucks. And this will be an interesting series. I could see the Heat putting up a really good fight, even maybe winning this series, but Giannis is just too much to handle. I have the Bucks winning this series in 6. Giannis went on a tear last year. I think he'll, try to make a push for the championship again. And I have the Bucks winning that in 6. But Heat are a good team who are on the rise right now for sure. Next up, we've got the Jazz and the Warriors Western Conference Finals. This will be really interesting. Both teams like to hit a lot of threes. And yeah, I have the Warriors winning this one in 6. They're just too good with if Klay Thompson comes back ready and they're overall probably the best team in the league right now. So Warriors going to the championship. Next up, Bucks and Nets. This will be a really interesting Eastern Conference Final. Really interesting. This will be a rematch of the second round from last year. We're winning the 7 games, epic game 7 between Giannis and KD, and this is really hard to determine. I'll take the Nets in game 1, Bucks in game 2, Bucks in game 3, 2-1. Nets bounce back, tie it 2-2. I think this is definitely going to go to a 7-game series. Nets take that one, Bucks take that one. 7-game series, Bucks, Nets. If Kyrie, gets his stuff together and stuff, and he plays and doesn't get traded, I mean, this is assuming if he's still on the team, obviously. Wow. Winner of this will take on the Warriors in the championship. I'm gonna take Brooklyn here. I think they'll hit too many threes. Giannis will, put up a good fight. I think it will go into overtime, but too many threes from the Nets, KD, and I think they get the revenge over the Bucks. Great series though. Then our finals are set. A classic, not classic, but was to be expected this year, I guess. Warriors Nets finals. Um, with Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, this will be a really good series. Both teams hitting a lot of threes and stuff with KD. Um, and I think the Warriors win this series. I think they'll be the NBA champions. Um, my roommate will be really happy about that because he's a Warriors fan. Um, I'll say Warriors take this series, and say they take it in 7 games. I think it'll be a back and forth series. Um, and yeah, the Warriors are my NBA champions. Steph Curry or Klay Thompson will be MVP. They'll take down Brooklyn. Brooklyn will just come up shy. They'll a lot of people might take the Nets over the Warriors, but I think the Warriors are just a little bit better with Klay Thompson if he stays healthy, and even if Kyrie Irving was playing, that they could definitely take down the Warriors. But I mean, I just think the Warriors will beat the Nets with or without Kyrie. But let me know, be the NBA champion who will make it to the playoffs this year. And that's just a prediction 1 month into the season. Right now it's November 22nd. Season started a month ago. A lot could change, a lot could happen. Let me know in your comments down below. Comment, subscribe, leave a like. I'm Chris Romeo, and that's good Denver.